not only are we honoring our youth, but helping to give them a springboard forward for their career. So he asked me if I would MC this event, and I said, oh, absolutely, under one condition. You have to let me interview one of your success stories from years past. And so last month, I was introduced to Izzy Gonzalez, who was one of the 2016 award winners. Grew up in Rubidoux, disadvantaged community, single parent home, so many siblings. He had dyslexia, and it was a difficult youth. He struggled at school, but when he was 8 years old, he became interested and introduced to art. And it was something that really helped him focus, to have a blank sheet of paper and be able to create whatever you want to make and own it and say, hey, I did that. It really focused him. He went forward, excelled at school. He joined a youth club, I believe, in Rubidoux, and one of his advisors was so inspired by his can-do attitude, was so intrigued by his leadership skills that she says, you know what, I'm going to nominate him for this award. And he was one of the inaugural winners. So I caught up with him, of course, like the rest of tonight's recipients. He got a scholarship, trip to DC, and with his scholarship, he used it to help progress his studies at Riverside Community College, and he bought an iPad. And not just to play games, this was how he was introduced to graphic arts. And he's become an incredible graphic artist. He started his own business. He currently runs his own business. He's thriving. He really enjoys repeat customers, and they keep coming over and over again because they're so impressed with his work. So I did a feature on him. It aired on the news last night on Channel 7. We put it on our website, it's on my Facebook page. And I think it was a great story that really encapsulates what this night is all about. So again, I'm so happy to be here, and without further ado, I'd like to introduce the United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps for the presentation of the colors.
Oh, say, can you see? So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so
looks like my close friends at the jury, because my table's empty. Nobody showed up. Okay. Colonel Bailey, thank you. This commander is amazing. He really is. I feel so guilty because my staff texts me on Sundays and says, hey boss, where are you? Colonel Bailey is here washing airplanes and repairing airplanes. So Colonel Bailey, thank you so much. And I think last Sunday you even brought Christopher with you. So thank you. We need all the volunteers we can get. And you are absolutely amazing. Aaron, Thank you for sharing him with us, and we welcome you to March. We're excited about all the great opportunities and looking forward to working with you. Thanks. Let's see, we have here a list of dignitaries. Okay, Congressman Mark, thank you. You are always here for this event, and we really appreciate your support and for everything you do for our workforce in Washington, D.C. as well. Senator Richard Roth, another great friend. Field representative for, it doesn't say on here. I'm guessing she's Assembly Member Corey Jackson, Daisy Ortega. Is that, sorry, 60th District, right? Yes, sorry about that, thank you. I just read what I'm given. And you know, Daisy, English is a second language for me, so. Also with us, Casey Deaver. Casey, where are you? Representing Assembly Member Bill Saley. Over here. Actually, one of my bosses, Jeff Van Wagenen, our county CEO. Jeff, you really are. Thank you for being here. Second District Supervisor, Karen Spiegel. And Karen, please, if you stand, she deserves a special recognition because she's supposed to be at NACO in Tampa, Florida. So she decided she was coming to this event, and she's taking a 10 p.m. flight out of Ontario and changing planes in Dallas at 3 in the morning to go to Tampa. Supervisor, you are absolutely amazing. We love you. Thank you so much for the commitment to you. Thank you. And of course, Karen doesn't go anywhere with Bobby Spiegel, the CEO of the Corona Chamber. We have our Chief Probation Officer from the county with us today, Christopher Wright. And City of Perris Mayor, another good friend, Michael Vargas. Thank you, Mayor. Marina Valley Mayor, Ulysses Cabrera, where are you? Not here yet? Okay, he's on his way. Council member of Marina Valley and chair of the Mark JPA Commission. Council member Alina Baca Santa Cruz, thank you for bringing her out. Tim Gramley, Vice President of Diversity and Dean for Cal Baptist University. You'll hear from me Our County Superintendent, Dr. Edwin Gomez. Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Also from the County Office of Education, and who's also a City of Coachella Council member, Naftali Galarza. Our CCD Chancellor, Riverside Community College District Chancellor, a very good friend, Dr. Waldi Abisar. Riverside Community College District President, Jose Alcala. Our Riverside Community College District Vice President, Virginia Blumenthal. We have our friends here from Eastern Municipal Water District, Director David Swasson. And also from Eastern Municipal Water District, the General Manager, Joe Mowat. Thank you, Joe. And from the Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, we have Trustee and Board Member Harvey Ryan. I wanted to introduce somebody else that's special to us here at the museum. We just hired a new director 2 months ago. Jared, where are you? Can you stand, please? Jared Hoagland is the new director. So, hey, babe, I'm going to be spending more time with you because Jared promises me that I won't have to be here as much anymore. The the president of the Marine Valley Chamber of Commerce, Jeremy Garcia. And I'm a Rotarian, so if I don't do this, it'll cost me $50 next week. Though I won't be there next week, I'm traveling. But Larry Lee, president of the Marine Valley Rotary. And you know that I never do anything without my lifeline. And she's the reason I'm here. So, babe, can you stand up? Jamil Dada, my lifeline. Is Colonel Rob Wheeman here? Oh, you are here, sir. I didn't see you. I apologize. So, the Mission Support Group Commander for March, Colonel Robert Wheeman, and his wife here. Thank you. And then a big shout out to Provident Bank. They allow me to do all this great stuff, and I could never do this stuff anywhere else. So as far as I'm concerned, they're the best employer, and I love my bank. I think that's where I'm at, and what else am I doing? Making some remarks. Oh, they want me to make some remarks. Oh, okay, I'll do this real quick. Okay. So we already welcomed all of you. You're going to meet 10 amazing young people again this year. These folks have really overcome amazing obstacles and are going to reach new heights. These are our future leaders. And most of you know that the two things that I'm most passionate about are workforce development and our Air Force. So today I'm going to try to connect those two. And in the workforce business, I talk a lot about what I do with the Air Force. And we know that our young population, the unemployment numbers are very high, much higher than the normal population. And some of the reasons are that a lot of employers say that because they don't have experience, we're not sure we're going to hire them, or whatever the reasons are. And I always try to tell young people, why don't you join the military? They will provide a steady paycheck, housing, they'll push you through education, and you don't have to spend your whole life there. You can just do a certain number of years, and you learn amazing skills, and then you can get into the private sector. And they always tell me, oh no, we don't want to join the military because they fight and they kill people and they go to war. Actually, the military does the opposite. Their job is to not go to war, it's to prevent wars. It's to create peace in the world and to make sure that the bad people don't do bad things. That's what the Air Force does. So I'm asking the workforce world to start talking about this, and I'm doing it at a national level and at the state level. So here's a number that maybe some of you didn't know. And I'm just talking about the Air Force right now. In the Air Force, there are approximately 150 job classifications. 150 different job classifications. And only 25% of those are combat related. So for the young people, there's 112 job classifications in the military that you will never be carrying any weapons or firing or hitting or killing anybody. So think about that. That's a great place to get a job. 112 job classifications where you don't have to fight anything or anybody, even if we go to war. Okay, that's it. Thank you all. God bless all of you. Thank you, Rob. Sorry.
You guys know how many hats this guy wears? That was one of the most impressive things when I first met him. But again, tonight is all about these 10 recipients. And this is a pretty amazing night. This is the 10-year anniversary of these awards. So tonight we'll have our 100th recipient given an award. Not only a scholarship, but a trip to Washington, D.C., an amazing experience to be able to make presentations, and hopefully, like I said earlier, get that springboard to further their career.
I'm delighted to be here tonight at the wonderful March Field Air Museum as we celebrate the Jamil Dada Character Excellence Youth Awards. Now, Jamil Dada is not only a longtime colleague of mine, but also a very dear friend that I can surely entrust to provide guidance, skills, and leadership to our youth knowing that it will positively impact their future endeavors. And it's always a joy to have his youth groups visit my Washington, D.C. office on Capitol Hill. They're always welcome. They fill up my entire office, and I get to know each and every one of them and they get to experience firsthand how the nation's business gets done or doesn't get done. To our incredible 2024 Character of Excellence Award recipients, congratulations to you. It's an esteemed honor to stand before you tonight and celebrate such extraordinary individuals who have been chosen for this prestigious award. And each of you has demonstrated exceptional qualities that set you apart and highlight your character of outstanding citizenship. Your integrity, kindness, compassion, and leadership have inspired those around you to embody the same qualities of excellence. And you've shown us the power of individuality to transform lives and build a better world around us. It's refreshing to see youth who understand the true value of character. And character does matter. Don't let anyone tell you that it doesn't. It's important to strive to be a good person. It uplifts not only you, but all those around you. We often hear the proverb, it takes a village. It's a powerful reminder that our individual actions have the potential to create a profound impact on the world around us. We're not isolated islands. We're interconnected threads woven into the intricate tapestry of our community. And as I was just sitting at the table with Colonel Bailey, our commander of our Air Force Base, by the way, Colonel, Jamil, congratulations on the KC-46s. Congratulations to our community. As you know, the ranking member of the Veterans Affairs Committee, I'm reminded all the time about how much our military service members are in service of us and how they sacrifice much to do the jobs they do. But it's not just them, not just the service member, but it's also the family. I was very touched to hear how in 1 year Colonel Bailey's daughter had to change home 5 times. 5 times. And there's no chip on the shoulder that I can tell about that. But I think we owe a round of applause to not just Colonel Bailey, but the military family that Colonel Bailey has. So thank you, military family. They may not know that they are serving America, but they're serving America by being part of the program. Our communities face challenges, issues like poverty, inequality, environmental degradation, and social injustice. All of those issues cast long shadows and it can be overwhelming. And it gets easy to feel powerless in the face of such immense problems, as if we're too small to confront any of them. So our journey is not about avoiding challenges, it's about learning to persevere from them. To have people say about us, and they persisted. It's about finding the courage to stand tall in the face of adversity, to embrace the storm, to embrace the suck, as some of our soldiers have been taught to say. Embrace the suck. But yeah, we got to move on. Embrace the suck. It's important to emerge stronger on the other side. Every obstacle we overcome is a testament to our inner fortitude, a stepping stone toward a more resilient and empowered self. Life is a journey filled with twists, turns, and unexpected storms. And it's during these turbulent times that our true character is revealed. Adversity, in all its forms, is an inevitable part of our human experience. However, it is how we navigate these challenges that defines our strength and resilience. Everyone in this room should be familiar with the stories of individuals who faced insurmountable odds yet triumphed. From athletes overcoming injuries to scientists making groundbreaking discoveries. Their journeys are a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Their stories remind us that setbacks are not failures, but the first steps toward success. Just maybe sometimes changing direction. So the next time you find yourself confronted with a challenge, remember this. It's not about the challenge itself, but how you respond to it. Embrace it as an opportunity for growth, for learning, for transformation. You are stronger than you think, more capable than you believe. And again, congratulations on this amazing accomplishment. I'm extremely proud of every one of the young people in this room for your steadfast dedication and resilience as you persevere and strive toward a meaningful future. Some of you did not face mere obstacles. They were towering mountains that would have crushed many others, yet you did not succumb. And that is something to be very proud of. You have all already taken the most important first step of improving your life path through the guidance of Jamil Dada and his team's program, working towards goals and becoming involved in the community. Making this investment in yourself is guaranteed to yield exponential benefits in your future. So I wish you all an abundance of success, and I encourage you to follow your dreams, never give up, and to make the best out of any curveball that life throws you. Let us rise above the challenges, let us embrace the journey, and let us create a future filled with hope, resilience, and unwavering belief that anything is possible. Thank you, and I look forward to the remainder of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Congressman Takano. Next, I'd like to introduce our state senator from District 31, Senator Richard Roth.
Thank you, Rob. Congressman Takano, Secretary Knox, Supervisor Spiegel, Mayors Cabrera and Vargas, council members, Colonel and Mrs. Bailey, distinguished guests, and my very, very good friend, Jamil Dada. Thank you for inviting me to join you this evening to speak to you for just a couple minutes about this amazing event. Let me begin by congratulating all of the remarkable young men and women who are the recipients of this great recognition this evening. To each and every one of you, I'm truly inspired by you and your stories. I really am. Just as I'm inspired every day by the gentleman who established this program many years ago, Jamil Dada. You know, Jamil, I noticed that you take your honorees to Washington, D.C. and you skip Sacramento. I don't blame you. I skip it too. I agree. You know, when I was in the Air Force, we lived by 3 words: integrity, service, and excellence. Those were our Air Force core values. Those were certainly my values that guided me through life in the years since. And I know, given your stories, each and every one of you, that they must guide yours as well. So, as you move forward from this point into the extraordinary future that undoubtedly awaits you, as the old maxim states, risk more than others think is safe. Care more than others think is practical. Expect more than others think is possible. And remember, fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold always. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and again, thank you for including me in the program this evening.
Thank you very much, Senator Roth. I'd next like to invite our District 2 Supervisor on the Riverside County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Karen Spiegel.
First off, thank you, all of you, for being here tonight. You know, it's that village that the Congressman talked about. You've heard me talk about it because it's really an important message. But you have to go back to the fact that the 6 pillars in character of excellence talks about are what we all should be living by. And we are role models to our youth. And we are the ones that they need to look up to. I always tell adults and youth, Be around those that you want to achieve their success. So if you want to be into politics, I don't know why, if you want to be into military, whatever it is, you rub elbows with those people. You don't go around those that are bad-mouthing those people. You want to be around positive. When you go back to the 6 pillars of character that we all should embody, the trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, citizenship, is that not what talks of success and leadership? And our job as adults is to pass that on. Now, when we talk about a village, because not all our youth have that village that surrounds them and gives them the resources necessary. And so that's our responsibility, that we are the ones that need to lift our youth up. Cliche is they're our future. Reality is they are our future. My son always reminds me that he's going to pick my old folks home. I better be nice to him. Well, there's truth in that, right? So we need to be picking up and helping. And now our 10, just raise your hands just so we can see where you're all sitting. Our 10 celebrities tonight. And we're going to hear more about you later. Thank you for inviting all of us to celebrate with you. You always remember the first, and then you remember milestones, and 10 is one we'll remember. So we're 10 for 10, as it was said earlier, and it's really exciting. And now let's give a little, how about an encouragement and a commitment from all of us in this room that we reach out to another youth that may not know that they need our hand up. They may not know that they can find resources through us. Commit to yourself that you will help. Because remember, they are our future. And I'd sure like to have a lot more of youth that have this character that the founder of this particular chapter, Jamil Dada, has embodied. That we all should strive to be much more like Jamil and then our youth. Do I have a commitment? Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Supervisor. Something you said rang true with what I learned at USC, one of the 4 pillars of success that we had talked about. One of those was to embrace mentorship. And that's exactly what I believe she was saying. You know, surround yourselves with people who you want to be like, that you look up to, that you're interested in their field. Find them. Next, I'd like to bring up the mayor of the city of Moreno Valley, Mayor Ulysses Cabrera.
Well, good evening, Buenos Aires, everyone. As always, a true honor and a pleasure to be here with all of you. Just a room full of such amazing dignitaries. You've heard from such excellent leaders that have come up and spoken just right before me, and it's a big task to come up and speak after them, knowing their distinguished careers and their never-ending resume of accomplishments. But first, I would like to say thank you again to Jamil Dada for putting this together every single year. Mr. Moreno Valley himself, as he's known, because he was and continues to be one of those mentors that has been there for me always. And to the 10 recipients of the awards today, coming from a 29-year-old mayor, 30 is just right around the corner, and having been elected at the age of 22 to city council, something that most people thought was not possible. Just a young brown kid from Compton, being a council member of the 21st largest city in the state, there was a lot of doubters, a lot of folks that gave me reasons why it couldn't be done. But at the end of the day, through the perseverance, the hard work, the focus, and the attention to the craft, we got it done. And there's so many other stories, so many of you in this room who have been through similar or far worse challenges and roadblocks and barriers to get to the seat that you're sitting in today. Personal, professional, all types of things, curveballs that are thrown at our lives that we have to figure out and pivot at that very moment. And on those days when you wake up and you might not have that motivation or the drive or the inspiration, just remember all the people around you that actually are here for you, that care for you, that legitimately love you, and want to do everything they can, even if it's just a moment of their time, to give you a piece of wisdom or a piece of advice, or share with you a story of the trials and tribulations that they went through in their own life, and use that as motivation for everything that you do. So to the 10 recipients that are receiving the award here today, I look forward to everything that you're going to accomplish, whether that is a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, the next president of the United States, whatever that may be. When you get that calling, don't run away from it. Run straight into that fire with no fear and get it done. Knowing that there are people around you in this room who will be there for you every step of the way. And all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. So with that, once again, I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. Please invite you to continue supporting this event for many years to come so that we can continue lifting up our youth here in our communities. And as our city motto says, the city where dreams soar. I look forward to seeing how far your dreams will soar.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Next, I'd like to invite up another mayor in our area, the mayor of the city of Perris, Michael Vargas.
So I'm excited to see who these kids are. I know they're going to come up, but can you all stand up, please, all 10 of you? Okay, stand right here. You can sit down. Jamil, my good friend, as everybody said, thank you again. 10 years, remarkable. So good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight at this wonderful event. This event is a celebration of resilience, determination, and excellence. We are here to recognize the outstanding young individuals who have not only overcome challenges, circumstances, but who have also demonstrated remarkable integrity and leadership. These young leaders from across Riverside County inspire us with their heartwarming stories and impressive achievements. To all the awardees, know that your strength and perseverance are truly commendable. You are the embodiment of hope and the driving force behind a brighter future for all our communities. As we shine a spotlight on your achievement tonight, remember that this is just the beginning of your journey. Continue to lead with conviction and compassion, and you will make a lasting impact on the world. It truly does take a village, so a big thank you to all the organizers and sponsors for this event, for your unwavering commitment to empowering our youth. Together we can create a community where every young person has that opportunity to thrive. Congratulations again to all the award recipients, and I look forward to seeing the incredible contributions you'll make in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And next, I'd like to invite up our keynote speaker. This man has been a good friend of Jamil Dada for 25 years, and like a lot of our elected leaders, has had to work around a tight schedule to be here, but he wouldn't miss it. He got on a plane and landed here in Ontario at 4 o'clock, braved the traffic, got down here on time, quick overnight stay. He'll be back on a plane at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Labor Secretary of the great state of California, Stuart Knox.
Well, as everyone has said, I've known Jamil for 25 years. It could even be longer, but I couldn't remember that far back, so I just figured 25 was close enough. Jamil and I go back to the Schwarzenegger days, I believe, on the workforce boards. And so my background, which I'll tell you, it's been a long one for the last 30 years in career government, but it's been an exciting one. And I think what Jamil has put together here is amazing work, and that all of you have put together here is amazing work for the state of California. So a little bit about me. Grew up on a cattle ranch in the middle of nowhere in Northern California. And much as the mayor spoke about, or some of the mayor spoke about, but the 29-year-old mayor is thinking about how diversity and like our lives take us in different directions. I would have never thought I would be the labor secretary of the state of California, nor would I ever really strive to be the labor secretary of California. Not because I didn't want the job, but just because of where I came from. I had 8 kids in my class, my graduating 8th grade class, 8 kids. I had 32 kids in my high school, and college was not really my goal, it wasn't my direction. I didn't really think college was for me. And so for the first 3 to 4 years after high school, and also my career counselor, or my counselor, I guess, at high school said, oh, you don't need to go to college. There's really no college jobs around here. So I decided, I'll look for jobs. So I looked for job after job after job, and for 3 or 4 years, just went from one okay job to another. I did okay in high school, I didn't have great grades, but I thought it was time that I better go back to school, or to school. So I started in college at Sac State under a poli-sci major, and decided really quickly politics was not for me, which, interesting enough, where I am today. But I decided to go back and get, which was the easiest degree I could get from Chico State. That's what I asked the counselor when I got to Chico State. What would be the easiest degree I could get out of college and as quickly as possible? And she said social science. So I had a degree in social science. It worked out perfect. Later went to work for the community college system, but started off my career really with the passion, thinking about what drove me was to help others, and to really think about that. And that's where, once I graduated college, I became a GED instructor. I worked with adults, mostly, that had no official education. They dropped out of high school at one point or another. And up north where I'm from, the timber industry had taken a dive. Actually, the Northwest Economic Adjustment Initiative, if anybody remembers that far back to the Clinton administration. And so basically those jobs, thousands of jobs, men and women had lost their employment overnight. And so I was teaching GED, teaching GED to a bunch of adults that really were looking for better jobs. And so that's where my passion actually started, to actually do the work. Thinking about how we can affect lives better for everyone that we serve in these public situations. And so I think my advice to the 10 is to really think about that passion. Then you talked about really thinking about what tonight's all about. And so for me, I kind of went down and I just jotted down each one of the 6 and what it kind of means to me. One, trustworthy. What stuck out to me is loyalty and honesty. If we don't have our word, we don't really have anything in this life. And so be loyal and honest, whether that's to your family, to your employer, to your friends, to your community. Really think about how you can affect people's lives in the future is like the most you can do in life. Respect. It's not just about respecting those that are around you, but it's respect of what our institutions are. How we can make those institutions better, how we can strive to make life better for them, and others around us. I always think about just being the best human you can be. And when I say that, it sounds kind of simple, but it's really thinking about what does kindness mean to you? And when we talk about treating others as we want to be treated, even when people have a bad day, and we all have them, really being thoughtful about what that bad day means to you and what that other person may be going through. Responsibility for me, being accountable. Even when you make mistakes, own up to the mistake. Deliver on what you said you were going to do, but also think about how that responsibility towards others is like when you have a good day, deal with that with humility. And so not to be like that brave person that, oh, I had a really great day, but with humility and how you can serve others through having being a good worker. Fairness, for me, is really the one that stands out as like how we're fair to others. How do we build equity into everything that we do? And I know that this is motivation that is key for the work that we do. And so everywhere that we develop workforce development programs, equity is in the lens. What I say to all of my departments, which I have their favorite ones, I know. Look at this. We oversee EDD, I know, Department of Investor Relations, these are human beings that we're serving. And so we serve them with dignity and respect every day. And fairness to me is just doing that, and with equity. Caring for others, this I learned from my grandmother, who pretty much raised me. My family owned the ranch. They were gone most of the time, working the cattle and working the different ranches and the places they were. So my grandmother really raised me. And this is where I think I really developed this strategy to work with people and really be thoughtful about how we work with people. And we care for others. That's the number one thing that I do every day. We have problems that come at us all day long. And we had unemployment insurance during COVID. That was fun. And so really thinking about how we care about others, and everyone is just not a number in this life that we're in. And then citizenship for me is really being part of the community. My grandmother didn't run, but she was one of the volunteers way back in the JTPA days, the Job Training Partnership Act. We had a small park in the community, and I had no idea what this was because I was in, I think, 8th grade or 9th grade at the time. But she was the manager that hosted the students that came out and were paid the work experience at this JTPA park. And so just really thinking back how far that actually affected my life way back then, and I didn't even know about it. But that's giving back to our community. And I know all 10 of you do that. That's why you're here today. But that's so important. Education, training, strategy. So your actions today are really what's going to make the person you are tomorrow. We all know that. I think the supervisor said it well. It's the kids that are going to take care of us tomorrow. So we better double down and make sure that they're good. We're good to them and we're good to us later. I'm humbled every day by the fast pace of this world. I think that's one thing that I constantly think about. I see one of the students really smiling today. I couldn't even imagine growing up in today's world with the use of technology that you have to deal with and do every day and all day. We do it for work. It's a different scheme. But watching students and what you deal with in high school and in college. And so I think just remember, at the end of the day, even though it's a fast-paced world that you're living in, remember about the people that we're around every day, and develop that citizenship to help others. In closing, I'd really just like to talk about one thing is whereas Jamil and I have talked about this before, people will come up to me from time to time and say, how did you become Secretary of Labor? And one thing I've said is over and over is one, I didn't necessarily want to be the Secretary of Labor. It's not that I didn't want to be. It was not a goal. And so, matter of fact, Jason, who drove me in today from the airport, said kind of the same thing. And I said, I don't know how many people actually pick the job that they end up with. I don't know how many of us actually go, maybe doctors. That would be good. But generally that's not something that we do. It's not. This is not a job that I went for. But I think it's what we surround ourselves with in terms of the people that we care for, and we develop that relationship, and that's who we become. And I think that's so important. And be humble about the work that we do ahead. I think that's one of the most important things my grandmother taught me was to be humble. And so hopefully that's what we've developed with the state of California. Remember, you are Californians. We love our state, and we want you to come back to it if you leave. And come back to it, make it a better place. If you stay here, we want you to make it a better place for the rest of us as well. So with that, I'll turn it back to Cooper.
Thank you very much, Stuart. So happy you could be here. Our next guest speaker is from our local community, and this is someone for whom education and career training are first and foremost. I'd like to introduce the Dean of Dr. Robert K. Jabb School of Business at Cal Baptist University, Dr. Tim Gramling.
Good so much to the organizing committee for inviting me to speak tonight, to Jamil for your friendship and partnership over the years, and all the community leaders, sponsors, and attendees for this wonderful event, along with the wonderful team from California Baptist University who have joined me tonight. A little over 60 years ago, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. addressed over 250,000 people on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Near the end of the speech, he heard Mahalia Jackson calling to him over his shoulder, "Tell them about the dream, Martin." King paused for a brief moment to consider the risk of improvising at such a time, and I'm grateful he took the chance and transitioned with the phrase, "I have a dream." Perhaps most relevant for our celebration tonight is this focus from King's speech. "I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. How does one judge another? By the content of their character." The accomplishments of these outstanding young people we celebrate tonight provide evidence that excellence in character can be achieved. And as we will see, the content of character is extracted by life's challenges and difficulties. I know what it's like to face such hardships. Born to a working-class family in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I rode a bus to school beginning at age 5. Many parents were furious at school busing that resulted from the Civil Rights Act of 1968, along with contention between the Philadelphia School District and the Pennsylvania Human Rights Commission in the 1970s. The anger of the parents made its way through their children, who went out of their way to be rowdy and uncooperative. For me, just getting to and from school was a major daily accomplishment. And when I made it to school, a well-meaning white teacher mistook my curiosity for aggression and asked to have me expelled at age 6. Not wanting a scandal, the administration promoted me to the 3rd grade in the middle of my 2nd grade year. I missed months of training in handwriting, including cursive, which was required for daily exercises and essays. I had to improvise, doing my best to replicate the letters on templates posted above the chalkboard 20 feet from my seat. I learned at an early age that there will be times when you need to teach yourself, when others around you will have training you did not receive, when you will be expected to perform despite unfair circumstances. Like these young people we celebrate tonight, I did not fall in love with excuses and explanations about what could not be done. This stubborn focus on accomplishing goals despite hostile circumstances is what we call character. But not all character leads to excellence. My experiences could have taught me to be suspicious of people. My experiences could have taught me to be standoffish and unwilling to partner. Fortunately, I was guided by the example and the exhortations of my grandmother, who grew up in the headquarters of the Jim Crow South in Alabama. Grandma Jessie encouraged me to be better, to be bold, to be first if necessary. After all, she was the first Black assistant librarian in the city of Bridgeton, New Jersey, the highest rank achievable in the 1950s for a Black woman. She instilled this notion of going beyond what had been done before at an early age. As we hear from these young people tonight, there inevitably will be a common thread of someone who served as an inspiration for channeling the hard-won efforts of character to make the world around them better. Grandma Jessie was that inspiration for me, helping me to achieve a Fulbright scholarship to Harvard at age 16. I was the youngest leader to make director at American Express in my 20s and later became the youngest campus president in the history of Colorado Technical University in my 30s. While these achievements are interesting, what's remarkable is that none of them would have been possible without the support of community. I discovered the scholarship in a special program recommended to me by my 10th grade teacher, the late Mr. Bankus. I had several mentors at American Express who shared their expertise and helped me succeed where they had failed. And at CTU, multiple senior leaders gave me advice and counsel that helped me seize opportunities. Most of these people did not look like me, but they helped me just the same. This willingness to receive feedback and implement improvements is the foundation of what we call excellence. Let's take this time tonight to celebrate these young people and the content of their character. They have demonstrated a stubborn focus on achieving goals despite hostile circumstances. and they have achieved a willingness to receive feedback and implement improvements. As we rally around them, let us remember our role to make circumstances less hostile and to provide encouraging feedback that inspires all to excellence in their character. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Character, perseverance, excellence, community, so many of these words that we've heard tonight, I'm sure are common threads in the 10 recipients that we're about to hear from. So now, for that part of our ceremony, I'd like to introduce our award presenters, Heidi Marshall, who's the Director of Housing and Workforce Solutions, and Stephanie Adams, the Deputy Director of Housing and Workforce Solutions, Workforce Development and Riverside County Workforce Board.
Good evening. At this time, I'd also like to invite Congressman Mark Takano up here with us to help us pass out the awards. It's such an honor to be here tonight as we celebrate these incredible young individuals. The individuals that are being recognized tonight were nominated by our Youth Opportunity Centers and then evaluated by our Workforce Development Board. They were chosen, and I want to emphasize chosen because they stand out. They have overcome tough times and have shown resilience, determination, and an unwavering commitment to pursuing their dreams. Today we recognize and we celebrate them. We are not only recognizing their academic excellence, but their profound impact on our communities. Their stories have inspired us all, and we are very fortunate that they will be our future leaders. So each awardee will receive a $2,500 scholarship, a trophy, and 12 personalized certificates signed by our local legislators. How amazing is that? Your adult life is barely starting, and your wall is already covered with awards and recognitions. So, now let's get to the moment that we have all been waiting for, and I'm going to turn it over to Heidi Marshall to get this party started. Okay, before I introduce our first awardee by the name of Aeon Agundez, I'm going to ask you to please take a look at the video that we prepared about Aeon.
I used to be bullied in elementary and middle school, and I had to swap schools. Thankfully to my mother, she got me into charter school programs, and that helped me out a lot. You don't know what other people are going through, and maybe they aren't like that because they want to be. I was able to get the help to complete the work I needed. I was asking if there were any programs where I could get some job experience, getting a job in general. My special education teacher, she recommended me this program because it helps with work experience. You can join a youth council, get some community service hours. They have like several opportunities where you can get certificates, and the people here are just really nice. It's brought me work experience at Walgreens, which helped a lot, and the people there were nice as well. I joined the youth council, and I've gained some community service and some leadership skills from that. It brought a lot of experience and like friendships I've made, and I think that more people should get the chance to experience that. I want to go to college to get into diagnostic ultrasound technician. Neurotypical people, like those specific genre, I feel like I could be an advocate for and help people show that they can get the help they need and they don't have to be in that situation. I like to thank my mom and dad and my older sister and both my aunts.
Please help me welcome Aeon, and I'm going to ask Aeon to join me up on stage. Aeon is an artist, and as you've heard, she has bright plans for the future. She wants to thank her mom, who is here with her today, for all of the support she's given her throughout her life. Congratulations. And now our second awardee, I would like to congratulate Alondra Flores-Perez, and you will also see a short video about Alondra.
Well, I moved here from Guatemala, so I did have a lot of issues with speaking English, and that's the most big challenge that I have right now, and I know that it's hard for me, but I can say that I'm trying my best, and here I am speaking English. I want to be the first one of my family that can have a huge opportunity, like going to college and have this like change, like something in your life, like impact someone. Since I was a little kid, I was like, oh, I want to be a doctor, and I like to help people. And then they told me about this, but a big opportunity, and I know that they can help you and to get a job experience. And then I got help with the medical scribe program. It's helping me a lot. Something that motivates me is be like inspire other people, like, oh, she can do it, why not me? She got it, like I can do it too. My mom, she's my biggest support, I can say my biggest fan, because she's always with me. She said that I can do everything I want, and just trust in yourself.
So I'd like to invite Alondra at this time to come up to the stage. And just a fun fact about Alondra is she is excelling in her medical scribe program and wants to study medicine to become a nurse. Congratulations, Alondra.
I think we should start recording from this vantage point, because I love to look down at the tables where the youth are located, and I wish they could see their parents and their support network and how proud they are to be here for all of you. It's really a joy to be here celebrating with you. You're all so young, and you've accomplished so much in your very early years, so we're all proud of you, and I hope you all feel the support from the room. With that, I'm going to invite our third awardee, Virginia Finlayson, to join us while we play her video.
I was an all F student. I did not do good in school. I had multiple excessive absences. I had bad experiences with teachers, students, and those experiences made me beat down on myself. I've been able to work myself back up. I've been able to realize that I actually can do it, that I'm not stupid. I never thought I would ever be able to go to college. I always thought I would drop out of high school before I got the chance, but I've graduated and I'm already enrolled in college now. I was looking for a job, no one wanted to hire me. I've gone through a bunch of interviews. I joined the program. It's given me more opportunities to do more with my community, like volunteer work, community service. I was able to get certified in logistics. I've been able to update my resume more, connect with other people, do more experiences, and just do stuff that I never would have thought I would have done unless I joined this place. Most high schoolers will stay within their little bubble. I know I did that throughout my first years of high school. I didn't want to reach out to people. But by branching out to places like this, you gain access to all these things like work experience, opportunities, volunteer work, skill building, and all that. I never wanted to talk to anybody about what was going on with me. The only thing that I can say is to look for help, talk to someone. My mother, she's always been there. She's been like the biggest support I've ever had. Another person that I would definitely want to thank is my JAG teacher, and because of him, I've done so much. I did public speaking events. I've won public speaking events. I went to nationals last month. I got first place, and because of that, I'm thankful to him for helping me get out of my little bubble.
Virginia is going to be a future business owner. She plans on opening up her own bakery. And until then, we're super proud to be here celebrating you. Congratulations, Virginia. All right, and our next awardee is Alexzander Romero. So Alexzander, if you could come join us on the stage and we'll watch a short video about Alexzander.
One of the challenges that I've overcome is getting a job and preparing for the future. The youth center helped me gain experience by putting me into a nice workplace. I got to take care of some animals. It was an animal sanctuary. Donkeys, miniature horses, pigs, ducks, geese, and dogs, and a cat. It helped me a lot due to us having financial issues, and they helped me get a job and also go into a mechanic school to secure my future. I would absolutely recommend it. It is one of the best things that ever happened to me. I want to be a technician or a mechanic, work on auto diesel for like big semis and cars. I picked that field because I enjoy working on vehicles. I would say what drives me is my family. I would like to thank Miss Crystal, Miss Lorraine, and the rest of the youth center staff for helping me. And also I would like to thank my mom.
So Alexzander is already putting his mechanical schooling to good work and does a lot of repairs on his dirt bike, which he loves riding, and also owes a lot of his success to his mom, which he wanted us to remind everybody of.
All right, we are halfway, and our next awardee is Fabian Gomez-Robles. I'm going to ask Fabian to join us on stage while we get to know him a little bit.
I heard about the quiz youth center by a flyer that was in one of these stores. I've been coming here for around a year, and what I like about it is the staff members. They're pretty responsive and pretty helpful when you need it. It helped me develop more of a person because I used to be a little bit more closed off to any outside ideas or ideas I really didn't like. My time here kind of changed my point of view. This challenge has pretty much been with me since I can remember, and it's basically my anxiety against hearing outside ideas. If I didn't find the logic of it, I would almost reject it almost immediately. What motivates me to do anything outside of my comfort zone would be the feeling of inferior compared to other people. I guess that's a way of motivation, try to be equal as them. I had absolutely zero idea of what I wanted to do as a main goal or a side goal. But now I actually have one, and that's getting my graphic design certificate. Designing or creating stuff is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I would like to thank my family, the staff here in the youth center, especially my mother, because out of everyone, she's the one that persisted the most. Even when I was at my lowest, she was there to comfort me.
Fabian really wanted to highlight how grateful he is to his parents, especially his mom, who he told me has been really supportive to him along the way. Congratulations, Fabian. And as we move on and
and highlighting our other youth, I did want to take this opportunity to also highlight the work of our 2 youth service providers who are always present at these events. The support that they provide to our youth is unparalleled. These individuals have been a part of the county family for many, many years, and all that they do for our youth is part of the reason why we're celebrating them today. So I'm going to ask both CFLC and EQUIS to stand up so that we can say thank you.
And our next awardee is Guadalupe Jimenez Mendoza. Let's learn a little bit about Aurelie.
One of my friends had recommended me this place, so I decided to give it a try, and it's been great. I want to be a pediatrician when I get older. They kind of allowed me to explore more my career, and I was able to work at a clinic, which allowed me to kind of get my toes wet. They were able to get me an interview with the clinic where I was able to be a medical assistant, where I was filing the patient's charts, I was answering phone calls, making appointments, kind of interacting with patients. I want to go into the field because my aunt had a baby, but the baby passed away from some issues that she had, so I kind of want to be a pediatrician to be able to help other babies as well. My mother was really sick at some point for years on end. It was constant hospital visits, hospital stays. My dad was the only one allowed to be in the room since she was in the ICU. And I had to be in charge of my sister. So it was me being able to grow up and kind of understand that I had to take the role of taking care of my sister, and we had to stay at our car, which at that time was a van, in the parking lot of the hospital. I was doing it for my sister and for my parents, and I was really happy to be able to help out. I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me. I want to thank my sister for allowing me to be her role model and motivate her. Also Kathleen, she was a really great person with me. She was able to motivate me, and she was a really nice person.
And just a little bit more about Aurelie. She is a very fun, well-rounded person who enjoys ballet, basketball, pageants, and drawing. She is currently a half red and half black belt in karate. Congratulations, Aurelie. Highlighting young people and really recognizing them for all that they've accomplished. So I'm going to get to our 7th honoree tonight. Her name is Thania Amaya, and I invite you to take a look at the screen to get to know a little bit about her story.
I did struggle with a lot of substance abuse, and I did go to therapies, and a lot of the staff here did help me talk about stuff that happened with the substance abuse and how it was affecting my academic progress. And I always thought it was so difficult that I would never get out of it, and that I would always want to keep taking pills or keep smoking. I've been sober for 1 year, which a lot of the counseling did help with, and overcoming it was a very long way, especially with the withdrawals. A lot of people did help, family, friends, staff here too. Seeing my mom mostly struggle with seeing me like that, I wanted to do better for her, especially because I know she's been through a lot too. I have always wanted to be a vet or a nurse or somewhere in the medical field. Animals have always been a big part of my life, and people too, and helping them or ensure them of a better health. I would like to thank my mom for always being there for me, even when it was really difficult for the both of us, and especially for her having to put up with the therapies, the driving, the long drives to the therapies. I do want to give a thank you to Paulina. She has been a great help, like, especially with transportation, reassurance, emotional support, even when I'm like feeling down or debating the sobriety or the process. But she has been a great help on me having a 1-year sobriety too.
With her today, as well as her sister Jacqueline and brother-in-law Robert. She wanted us to give a shout out to them for all they've done, and as well for their patience and support in supporting her along the way. So please join me in a big round of applause for her. Her name is Penelope Garcia, and Jeremy from our Romero Youth Opportunity Center will be coming up to receive the award for Penelope, but we still want to play a short video so that you can learn and get to know Penelope.
In my own life, I've dealt with several challenges with difficult relationships with my family, my own mental health, undiagnosed mental disorders affecting the way I express myself and work in both an academic and personal setting. And I think I just really overcame that through my own self-determination, the support of others, especially here in the youth center, and overall just having that inspiration to help me keep going. The motivation for me is really just wanting to get to my future career and seeing others around me, my friends and my family, and seeing how hard they've worked despite where they came from. And I think they're just my biggest motivators. No matter what, everything is an experience, it's a lesson, and that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And even though things might be rough now, the skills and lessons that you learn, even if you don't know you're learning them, are definitely gonna help make things easier along the line. I want to do research in neuroscience, cognitive neuroscience, anything of that sort. I have to give so many thank yous, but my biggest thank yous are to my family and my career navigator, Miss Patty, and honestly just the youth center as a whole. And I'd also like to thank my mom, who's always been my biggest supporter, my biggest piece of inspiration, who despite all my ups and downs and despite everything, she's just always been there, been the sweetest, and has always just helped me throughout life.
Strongest youth advocates in our programs. Thank you, Jeremy. And we're down to our last honoree for the night. And so, Robert Villarino is our ninth honoree, and so I'm going to ask you to please watch his video so you get to know a little bit about him as well.
I'd say my biggest struggle is growing up without a father. Ever since I was born, about a month after I was born, my father was incarcerated, and he's been in prison ever since. My grandpa stepped up, and he's always been like a father to me. I couldn't have been here without him. Whenever my mom couldn't take me, or I didn't have no transportation, my grandpa would take me wherever I need to go. Whenever I need some money for school or something, my grandpa, I call him my father, my dad, he'd help me, whatever I needed, he always helped me with it. Forgiving, caring, he's really kind, he always helps people even when I tell him I don't think he should. He helps people. No matter what, everybody's life is hard. It ain't good to compare struggles, but everybody's life is hard, and no matter what, you just gotta keep pushing through it. just gotta keep pushing, and eventually, you know, you'll overcome it. I want to get my CDL license and become a trucker, and it's helped me look into what careers I can get into if you have a Class A CDL. You know, I do all this so my sisters, when they get to my age, they'll have what I never had, you know. Like whenever they want like the newest phone or whatever, I could buy it for them. So I want to have money so I can they can have whatever I didn't. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my mom Stella too, and you know, my career manager, Rafaela, she helped me a lot. Greg too, a lot of people here have. But most importantly, my mom, my dad, and you know, my family. I mean, like, without them, I couldn't be here.
Congratulations, and we're very proud of you, Robert. And our last, but definitely not least, awardee is Neo Middleby. Let's watch a video to get to know Neo.
I think a large reason of how I was able to overcome my challenges and get to where I am today was thanks to programs such as independent school like CBK Charter and their partnerships with places exactly like this, with nonprofit organizations like the California Family Life Center, or even just therapy, and being able to talk about things, about who I want to be or where I see myself. I really flourished from this anxious and bottled up kid who didn't want to do anything or didn't want to go anywhere to somebody who is involved in everything. You can achieve anything you want to. And it's just, you know, it's beautiful. The whole reason I sat down and I wanted to get into aerospace is because I realized I've always loved staring up the sky and at the moon. And there's no better reason than that raw love and adoration for something that I've looked up at since I was a child. For the longest time, I had no idea what ideals I had or what drove me as a person, or if I'd even make it to the age of 17. But now, here I am with a scholarship, just getting back from a tour of a university with UCR, and I could not be more proud of myself. What motivates and drives me as a person is definitely the people around me. I care so incredibly much about my family, about my friends. I would really like to thank my mother, and I mean my real mother, my guardian, Deborah Middleby. She's been in my life since day one. She's always been supporting both me and my birth mom, no matter what comes up. And there's been a lot of disagreement between us, but ultimately she always has my back, and even today, rushed to get me my suit so I could come and do this interview. And I appreciate and love you so much, Mom.
He wanted to give a shout out to his career navigator at CFLC, Amy Priestley, who he says is patient, supportive, always listens, and is an upstanding person. Congratulations, Neo.
When you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely, face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, despite all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up. Whatever you do, eyes front, head high, to the finish. See it through. To the finish. See it through.
It's not easy. We have to raise that money. And it's because of these people. And I am so blessed because when I make calls and ask people, nobody ever says no. It's because of all the causes, right? So I want to thank the County Workforce Development Board, California Baptist University, Mrs. Jamil Dada, Lewis Group of Companies, AMR, Riverside University Health Systems, City of Marina Valley, thank you, City of Perris, thank you, Riverside Community College District, the California Family Life Center, Equus Workforce Solutions, Supervisors Kevin Jeffries, Supervisor Kurt Spiegel, Supervisor Chuck Washington, Supervisor Manuel Perez, Supervisor Extin Gutierrez, the Marcho and Powers Authority, the County of Riverside Executive Office, thank you, Jeff. Eastern Municipal Water District, thank you, Joe and David. Inland SoCal United Way, Kimberly, thank you. March Life, NIC Partners, thank you, Stephen. Marina Valley Rotary Club, my friends from Rotary, shout out. Provident Bank, Vanessa, thank you. Riverside County Office of Education, thank you, Dr. Gomez. The law offices of Worldnick and Gilliland, Rob, thank you. Heidi Marshall, Melissa and Angel Sanchez, thank you. Moss Brothers, Greg, thanks. Mount San Jacinto College, Temecula Valley Hospital, and the Waste Management. Doug, thank you. If you had a great time, there is a QR code in here. If you are inclined to support this program, please scan that, and you can send whatever you want, $5, $10, $50, $100. But my wife and I have decided that we did scan this QR code, and we are making a donation today to Ribco Works, which is our 501c3 nonprofit created by the Workforce Development Board. By the way, this is a county workforce development program, what we're doing. And so tonight, Mr. and Mrs. Jamil Dada are making a donation. This is real, it's not fake. You guys ready? $250,000. We're going to create an endowment for these kids. We're not giving up on them. We're going to continue this year after year. Hopefully we'll do this at least 10 more years. Thank you all. God bless all of you, and may God bless America. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations.